HTB family, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball. I hope you guys are well. Thanks again for tuning in. Yes, this video here is called Next New Zealand Coach, but instead I thought I'd give it a bit of a twist. Before I get into it, hit that in. Alright guys, as we know, it's been highly publicised and obviously well documented through journos to probably the person next door. Everybody knows what's happening at the New Zealand Warriors. They're coachless. However, Stacy Jones is obviously taking the reins for the remainder of the year. However, it looks like Mark Robson is definitely on the prowl for a coach, and it looks like things are sort of heating up. There's some players who have been basically told that they're not going to be picked by him personally, and I think there's some names that are sort of hovering around the place. And so from my point, I want to give you guys my own perspective as to the coaches available, and hey, there's nothing wrong with talking about that. And then at the same time, giving you guys my knowledge, my perspective. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so the first coach is Flanagan. We all know what's happening there with Shane Flanagan, a premiership winner with the Cronulla Sharks in 2016. Not to try and touch on the controversy there with Shane Flanagan, but as a coach, he knows how to bring out the best of his players, particularly when he was there in Cronulla. Now, defense, I think, is one thing for mine that he understands, but at the same time as well, using his forwards. Defensive side of his game, I think, is what a lot of us Warriors fans are basically crying out for as a collective. And so in saying that, I think it comes with no surprise, really, that Shane Flanagan's name has popped up there. But again, that's just my own opinion. What are yours? Wolf, right? We all know what's happening here. Coach Wolf over there with St. Helens at the moment. So he won't be talking about anything coaching-wise until he has finished his contract in 2023. However, there are huge rumors. Yeah, rumors, reports, whatever you want to call it. People are talking about it. That Christian Wolf could be coming over to the Warriors. Now, one of the main points for him coming over is because of his relationship with Tongan players, from the Tongan team, but in particular, I think Polynesian boys in general. Now, I understand the idea behind it, right, in that sense, but at the same time, you also want to get a coach that contributes not only just to a specific demographic. Now, we understand as Warriors fans, Warriors have been built on Polynesian players, right? That the very club itself has had Polynesian / Māori players in general, Pacifica players, come to the club and bleed for the club, put their body in the line. And obviously Christian Wolf is that addition which I like, and obviously the sentiments I think mean well. However, in the same time, I don't want us, and I don't mean, and I'm not saying that Christian Wolf is coming here, if he was to be the coach there, he'll be coming there with that approach. And I don't think Robinson means that either, but obviously I want a coach there that comes to the Warriors with his eyes wide open, and by saying that, I mean not just obviously tending to one demographic group. Again, like I said, not to say he will, but obviously to understand that the group as a whole. And so for me, I don't want us to be blinded purely by the fact that he coached, Tonga basically, to the semis and all that stuff, and it made him successful. It's not about that. I really want a coach who can bring lots of things. So for me, if you want to get the nearest, regular sort of results, look at his results there over in the Super League. Again, I get it. It's a different league, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, if you want to see more of his recent stuff, just go and check out what he can produce for the teams there, and then try and bring it in. But saying that, this might have been probably more of an extensive, longer chat on Christian Wolf. But in saying that, I think that's just sort of talking points I want to talk about. So what are your thoughts there? Another contestant as well is Josh Hannay. So we all know what he did. So he was actually the coach of the Sharks before he got dismissed. Hannay's an interesting one, I think, anyway. Not much is too known about him and what he does, for me personally. I can't say I know too much about him personally, so I'm not going to sit there and tell you guys I do. But I do know that he's a passionate coach. I do know he can coach to some degree. And he's young, right? So those are things that sort of fit. If he's ready to move, I mean, yeah, why not? I don't think it's the worst pick. But I also think it's one that brings a lot of it, some unknown sort of factors, I think, anyway. But yeah, you tell me your thoughts on it. Another one as well is Mr. Green. Yes, Paul Green, who used to coach the Cowboys. Now, the thing about Paul Green, which is interesting enough to me, is he's been able to coach and bring players, I think in my opinion anyway, to be very, very good players. The likes of Dalmalolo can be one. Obviously, you got the likes of Jonathan Thurston, and you can look at him and be like, well, he's always been great. Yeah, it's true, but you can't take away the fact that obviously, the coach has had some sort of play in it, particularly, in certain parts of his game, I think, anyway. Paul Green, for me, is an interesting one because obviously he's been out of coaching for a little bit. So it's not like, or even similar to Flanagan, really. He's been out of coaching for a while. So again, coming into this new system, what sort of system does he bring? What sort of staff does he bring with him? Again, a lot of these sort of questions, and I think it is fair enough to ask. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys that I know a lot about Paul Green per se, but like I said, understand his relationship with the Cowboys when he was there and what he's done for the club. A very favoured man, I think, anyway, in terms of getting the coaching position, but at the same time, he gives me Nathan Brown vibes. Now, I'm not talking about that in terms of what the results may be, but in terms of if things go sour, I imagine we'll turn on him really, really quick, probably more quicker than any of the names I'll mention. I think anyway. Give me your thoughts. Billy Slater. Yes, this is a very dark horse one. Now, we all know it's just one game in Origin, right, with different players and all that jazz, and you've got to throw in the different variables, right? New South Wales, not their full strength squad. Obviously, Queensland, pumped, ready, blah, whatever. Anyway, the point is, Billy Slater, he just brings this aura about him. 1 of concentration, 2 of experience, and 3 of just somebody who has a real knack and genuine love for the game. Now, regardless of whether you sit on the fence, whether you like the Maroons or Blues, it does not matter at this point when you're supporting the Warriors. There is just something about Billy Slater that I like. Whether that be his, like I said, that love he has for the game, or that experience, or just somehow just him trying to understand what players are. I've heard the players from Queensland have all been praising him and the way he's been doing things, and not only just that, him and his peers, from Cameron Smith to Corey Parker, people there are liking what he's doing. Now, obviously, for Billy Slater, we all know he likes a challenge, and to be fair with you guys, he's been pretty consistent in being the best of what he's done and the best fullback there in the game for quite some time. Some say the best of all time. However, does he want the challenge of being a coach of the Warriors? Now, obviously, we all know what that implies, moving over and all that jazz, but I tell you what, as I say this, I feel a bit positive when I mention it. I'm telling you right now, he's a young and up-and-coming coach, and for some reason, I know it wouldn't happen, but I actually just love the fact that he could be potentially, I don't know, but I love it. I don't know. Give me your thoughts. I like it. I don't mind it. Stacy Jones. Now, we all know he's going to be taking the reins, and no more sooner than this Sunday, actually, as he coaches his first official game of NRL, right? There's a lot of us Warriors fans who can connect with Stacy Jones for a very obvious reason. Now, albeit we all understand that it's just an interim role, but at the same time, like I touched on before, fans alike of the Warriors will know what he's done for the club. And I believe he is bringing players around him. I saw a photo there that the Warriors posted on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook with him and Kevin Campion, and who I had the pleasure to meet and shake hands with, if you haven't seen that video. But yeah, look, I know, just being brought onto this very smash mouth type of a club is a tough thing, but I think out of all the names I've named there, to be fair with you guys, he almost seems like the most natural pick. Now, I'm not saying he's the best pick. I'm not saying he's the right pick. I'm just saying he's the most natural pick in terms of an easy fit. It's a reality. It is what it is, right? So, again, in terms of his style of play, you're just going to have to wait and see. As a collective, though, like I've touched on, Warriors can't really expect too much, I think, this season, but he does want to try and turn the club around. So, again, you can't blame him for that. You just got to wait, sit back and see. But for mine, I don't mind this if he was to be the coach. Hypothetically, if he was to be the coach for next season, it wouldn't be bad. Like I said, he's the most natural fit out of any other. I can name you any coach, from your Craig Bellamy's to your Wayne Bennett's, right? I can name him, Ricky Stewart, whatever, and Ivan Cleary. But I still think for mine, Stacey Jones is still the most naturally fit one there, right? He just naturally fits. But again, like I said, I digress. I'm not saying he's the best and or the right one to pick. He just, just feels like a smooth transition. Anyway, yeah. And just quickly as well, Robson has also ruled out Madge as well as the Walker brothers. Although there is, apparently these rumors doing the rounds that Sam Burgess is, while he's coaching, correct, that's a young team, so to speak, sorry. And at the same time as well, you're sort of wondering, what can he do in the future? Again, obviously we're not saying that our paths will cross per se, the Warriors and Sam Burgess, but again, I just thought I'll throw that up there. Alright guys, and that is me for now. Thank you again for tuning in and watching. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate you very much. Be well, be safe. Love, learn to love. Spread the love. Anyway, take it easy. See you guys next time. And all these coaches, if you want to play for the Warriors, what they have to do, believe it or not, hold the ball. Take it easy. See you guys next time. Obviously, not to try and touch on the